Our Trace Gallagher is all wet in Porter, about 25 miles north of the city of Houston. Trace, still windy, still wet.
Yeah, still wet, Shep. No gators here, but we can attest it is certainly raining. The weather forecasters here keep saying that some of this dry air is going to mix with the moisture, but yet we have not seen it. Kind of a unique situation. You mentioned off the top how the roads coming in and out of Houston are all shut down. We just pulled off a freeway where half of it's flooded, so you have cars going by one side and you have boats being launched on the others, and it really is an all-hands-on-deck situation. They need all the boats they can get because they are still getting about 2,000 911 calls per hour. A lot of those people need to be rescued. So, yes, it is still raining and the water is still rising, and here's why, Shep. Watch. The reason Houston's so prone to flooding is because it was built mostly on flat land, so instead of the water running off, it has to drain, and the drainage system here was only built to handle maybe 2 or 3 inches at a time, not the 3 to 4 inches per hour they've been getting. Even before Hurricane Harvey, the ground was already saturated. In the past 6 weeks, they've gotten some 20 inches of rain. All 22 of the watersheds in and around Harris County, the surrounding area of Houston, are now overflowing their banks. We're talking about the creeks and the bayous. And all of that water has to come back to the Gulf of Mexico, which is why you see scenes like this. One of the major arteries, Interstate 69 in and out of Houston, flooded, though some people clearly tried their luck. Yeah, a lot of people tried their luck. We saw a lot of those situations around. And for the first time, Shep, we're hearing about houses that are actually catching on fire because all that water is rising, kind of mixing with the electrical, so that a fire department has even more on its plate than they had just this morning alone. Shep.
A lot of armchair quarterbacks still questioning the city about why they didn't evacuate, but they've been giving their reasons.
Right, yeah, and you just heard the governor say, look, you know, that debate is over. We're moving on. We have to move on. But the governor had first said on Friday that people who are in low-lying areas of Houston need to get out. And then the mayor and the city council said, no, you need to shelter in place. The last thing they wanted in Houston was to happen what happened in 2005 during Hurricane Rita, where they got on the roads, they blocked them, and over the next 3 days, 100 people died, including 24 senior citizens who got killed in that bus fire. So the mayor of Houston, even today, says that he stands behind what he said. Listen to him.
Can you imagine the nightmare it would be with millions of people coming back into the city, where many of their communities are underwater, streets are not passable? No. The decision that we made was a smart one. It was in the best interest of Houstonians. Absolutely no regrets.
And he's partly right, Chip. There is no getting in and getting out of Houston anymore. Right now, for the time being, every road around there is blocked off. And in fairness to both sides of the argument, nobody expected this. Just like in 2005, we never knew what Katrina would look like until we saw it. We never knew what this would look like. We have never had a hurricane come in, Category 4, and then sit there and rain like this, dropping 50 inches of rain ever. So for those on both sides of the argument, this was the unknown. Jeff.
Trace Gallagher live with us, Porter, Texas. Thanks very much.